Good morning. This is Anis from Never Stop Trucking, streaming live, trying to find some trucks and talk about some trucking issues here on Never Stop Trucking. Hope everyone is doing well. And I'm going to be switching to the other screen in a minute to post or look for some loads. And I'm looking here at my thumbnail. It's just weird. Hey, Ulrich, thanks for joining every time. I want to try something. I don't see that. I'll look around in a minute about that. Because I wanted to gift you membership here. I'm experimenting with memberships on the channel, and I wanted to gift this to you. And I read that there is a way to do this, but I don't see it here. So I'll look around for that. Ulrich, thank you for yesterday's live. Some great knowledge. Thank you for coming in. And I'm glad that those guests were very helpful to you. So that's a great thing. And I also learned some things myself. These are some niches that I'm not sure how everything works. I have an idea, for example, what he was doing, door-to-door and container shipping across the world. We didn't get a chance to talk about air freight, maybe in another stream. So I will be also trying to talk to some trucking topics in today's video. And I will be switching right now here to our DAT load board. Here we go. Today we have a guy in Saginaw, Michigan, but he's going to be delivering late. He actually had 2 deliveries this morning, but his hours will kick in later around 1 p.m. today. So he's going to be available at that time. Right now, we're going to be looking to go almost anywhere here in Midwest for him. So we will post him like that. We're just going to do most likely Wisconsin, Illinois. Minnesota might be too far for him, especially in this weather. I'll just maybe Indiana. Nah, let's just do Wisconsin, Illinois for now, because we have time for him. Like I said, he's gonna be ready around 1 p.m. That's for today, and then we're gonna have 3 trucks for tomorrow. Yeah, no problem, Ulrich. I just I don't know how to do that. I know there is a way. But when I click on your name here, I don't see that option. So I'll try. I'll do that either way. I just don't know how to do it. Because I just got that, and it's like I'm probably gonna move all those memberships to one price. It's gonna be 99 cents per month, but you will have access to some videos that I made private. You will have badges that notice how long you have been member for, and you will have priority as far as the comments go. So if you have a question in a comment, you will have a priority to answer, not just in live stream, but in general when you ask a question, right? So that's what it is gonna be, and I'm gonna put everything under one membership. It's 99 cents per month, so it's just something symbolic. And YouTube takes, I think, 30% from that. So it's not something to get rich. It's just something to maybe support the channel. All right, so that was Saginaw, Michigan for today. Now, like we said, he's gonna be a later truck, so we'll And then hopefully you can hear me. I took off the headset. Once I start calling brokers, if we call anyone, then I'll put my headset on so I can hear them. But hopefully you can hear me well. Because when I have it on my head, it's just like when I look at myself, I don't know. I see a lot of podcasters using the headset because they can monitor their sound, and it really works great. But I don't know. I'm not used to it. All right, Stanwood. So these are these loads from. The sound is good. Thank you, sir. Stanwood, Michigan are the water loads, and I had someone ask me yesterday if we do those loads, and I told him that we can do them, and they are just a bit heavy. How long does it take to load? And I told him like 1 to 2 hours maybe. So it's just normal loading time. Maybe sometimes you can get stuck, but I don't think it's, how are you, Mr. Ennis? I'm good, Mr. Yahya. Thank you for asking. Okay, let's do another truck for tomorrow. We're gonna have this guy that goes to East Coast. So, and then the guy that goes to Wisconsin. So that's gonna be for tomorrow. Equipment type van. I don't usually do length here. I just leave it open. And weight unless this guy is very specific. We have one, I think maybe one guy that doesn't like very heavy loads. Now this is for tomorrow, which is the 15th. There we go. I like to sort them always by rate just to see what we are dealing with. So another Stanwood load, yay. Yeah, these guys are just... they like to do that. Percy, this is salt, and I spoke about this load the other day. It's an okay load. I used to do it all the time. It's just up there like 80 miles north from us. It's heavy, but when they load it well. So all these these loads, they always do that. Look at that. Ally, they tend to have cheap loads, and I'm not gonna say they're a bad broker, but they're not very helpful when if you're in trouble. They're not that helpful. R2 Logistics, they're okay. So we can call them. Toma, Wisconsin. Light load. So I'll call them and see what they have. It's just ringing. And they always put me on hold, and YouTube doesn't like the music there, so I always have to go back to that video and cut out that part. Yeah. So it's just a voicemail for this guy. And then I have to go back and cut out that part. It's a lot of mess. And most of these companies, when you call them, they have this on hold music, and it just messes up everything here. So right now, and then also if you have a guy that's not nice and you try to fight with them, and you record them and put them here openly, so I don't know. So for now, I'm not streaming what they're saying. Okay. What about this one? This one is probably way up there because it's for... we can call them and see what they have. Yeah, so here we go with the music. Good morning. You have this Coopersville, Michigan tomorrow to Sparta, Wisconsin. You've been moved them at 800. Okay. That will not work for us, but thanks for your help. Thanks. Coopersville, Michigan to Sparta, Wisconsin, pick up at 2. Powder Milk, I know that load, and they always pick up late and they're heavy. But she's lying that they have been moving them for 8. Maybe your price is 8, and maybe you have been offering 8. But look at these reviews, 22 reviews, and all negative. You know, it's crazy. Let's see, what else do we have? Schneider, this one is old. And now we're gonna move to age. And these guys, we can send them an email. And I don't know, I think my extension here is messed up. So for Load Connect, to send them load information. I'm gonna talk about this later. Here probably. But I'm just gonna go switch to my other. And then I have to log in again. And I'll bring it back here. For some reason this... Okay. Good. How about now? Do we see it now? Click refresh. Come on. Now we see. Okay. So I'll bring this back here. Okay. And then I'm gonna use that, send them an email. Here we go. Sparta, Michigan to Toma, Wisconsin. Pick up at 1 tomorrow. Deliver early. I think we have been doing this load with these guys, because this all sounds familiar. Morley, this is most likely salt, but they just posted as Morley or water. I have a phone call. Let me see who this is. Hello. 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 Who's this? AI, most likely. Hello, AI. Yeah, and they hang up. Yeah, unfortunately, there are a lot of these scam or spam calls from your same area code. And they just tell you your name, and they start like with, "Hey, Ennis," like they know me. And I say, "Who is this?" And then there's silence, and they hang up, and they call again. Man. Or maybe it's not, you know. If they call the third time, I'll try to answer. But yeah, that's what they do. So Saginaw for today. Anything new? Sort by age. Lansing to Madison 700 with TQL. Yeah, way to go, TQL. Everyone's favorite broker. Yesterday they called me 20 times. They just called me. I didn't post any trucks yesterday. And they just kept calling me. And then at the end of the day I answered, and then they're offering me a load to California, something like that. Okay. Okay. Well, that was a different 616 number that called me, and I thought it was the same guy, but I'll call this guy later. That's okay. No rush. But anyway, what do we have for tomorrow? Grand Rapids, Michigan. We're going to do Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, just to see what we have, and then I can call him. and offer him all these great paying loads that we see on the DAT board. Okay, search. Rate highest. No, this is I think on the island. New York City, York, PA. He doesn't want to go there, doesn't want to go there. He doesn't want to go there. Westfield. Maybe this one. Ooh, Hardinger. We haven't done a load with them for a long time. Palletized cranberries. Huh. Lawrence, Michigan. Where is Lawrence, Michigan? Westfield is by Buffalo, I think. So 490. Yeah. If I call him now, look at the. We have these snowstorms here. It's not a snowstorm, it's more like a blizzard. And there is ice on the road and the snow fell over that. And this morning was crazy. We thought they were going to cancel the schools, but they didn't. And kids were not happy about that. But yeah, look at this. Nice. But anyway, 490. So I'll just email. Oh, I did email him. Yeah, I'll email him. Sure. Okay. Let's see. Check my email. Sparta, Michigan to Toma is 1,300. That's not bad. I'll ask Chris to see what he thinks about that. Because he works with this guy. 13. To pick up at 1. That's the... Where is that load? Pick up at 1, deliver at 4:30. Yeah, that's the one I think that we have done. I think this is Walmart. I think this is Walmart. Oh, they took it off. Already? Okay, Lawrence, Michigan to Westfield, 1425. Pick up. I'm gonna call the driver on this one. Okay. I think they covered it. Does he want it? How much? But I'll call this guy in the meantime. My brother. For this load. For New York. Šta ima? Ma load sutra, hoćete ići sutra? Lawrence, Michigan za Westfield, New York, 1425. A Westfield je prije gore, ja. Uh, 1425, ja sam live, tako da malo ubacujem na engleski. 1425, pick up at 1, Lawrence, Michigan, cranberries, palletized. 38,500. Znaš gdje je Lawrence? Tamo iza Lotona, tamo iza Papa. A ti ne voliš doliš svejedno. Termin u 1 sutra. Pa ne znam, piše da u 1. Ja. Aj požuri, šta ćeš? Ok, ajde. So he's waiting for Chris. Chris is checking a load for him out of New Era, Michigan to Hinckley, Ohio, the one that he likes to do. And I'm also checking this one. Yeah, but this one is... It's like... No, it's heavy. No, well, we'll wait. We'll eat some more. This one is... Oh man, I can't type. This one is 40K. I don't think weight has to do anything with DPF filter. You know, if you have a bad DPF filter, you have a bad DPF filter. The truck is gonna stall if you don't do anything about it. But I don't know if weight has to do anything with that. Do you still have the Michigan to Wisconsin? Because it's been like 10 minutes and we haven't got an answer from them. And it's tomorrow. They're all for tomorrow, so we are in no rush. I'm gonna offer that guy to Westfield. I'm gonna tell him 16.50. Would you guys do 16.50? We'll see about that. Okay. There we go. Sparta, Toma, how much do you need for this load? Oh, well, they still have it then. Chris, they still have the load. You want me to call the driver? I'll call the driver. I mean, if they give us like 14.50, 14 or 50 for that load. How much do I need for this load? Okay. 16. We can do it for... Amber is telling me to tell them 16. Okay, he wants me to call Samir. 16. We can do it for 16. Okay, I'll call the driver. 1 second. Oh, it's not available anymore. Yeah. Okay, so the driver for the load from Westfield, Lawrence, Michigan to Westfield, New York, he said he will do the load. Well, I'm still waiting for the reply to see if they can do 16.50. He's calling me. Hello. He hung up. He's gonna give me 15. Yeah, he's gonna give me 15 for the Lawrence, Michigan to Westfield. I'll take it. Can we book it? Okay, and I know these guys from Hardinger. They have been very good brokers. Okay. So The one for tomorrow, Grand Rapids. It was Lawrence, Michigan. 2, Westfield, New York, 490 miles. They're gonna give us 15. Oh, this guy's calling me back now. Halo. Jesam, ali otišao je lud među vremenu. Znaš šta, otišao je bio i taman ja kad sam te uzeo da nazovem, ovaj šalje e-mail da je otišao lud. A Chris mi kaže da ne bi neki težak lud, ovaj jest bio skoro 40, ali mi je davo gore za Wisconsin finu cijenu, ali umeđu vremenu ode onaj. Nema veze, ajde, ima dosta, naćemo nešto. Ja, ništa, onda čujemo se, ja sam live, pa to gledam malo lodove. Nemoj ne pali ništa. Ok, super. Ok, ajde. Okay, so Hardinger, they're saying Hardinger is on call first, but this is a good broker. I don't know why they're on call first. Let me check them with the factoring company. Something is off here. And they're agent for T-Force Worldwide. That's weird. So I'm gonna check them before we book this load. Anyway, but he already sent me the rate. Okay, so I'm gonna check them with factoring again. Put in their MC number. Okay, MC number. Call first. I know that's weird. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure they're gonna approve them. Because we have done so many loads with them. I don't know what's the issue now. Hardinger Logistics for 15. And then I'm gonna check the rate confirmation because now it says that they're agent for someone else. I'm gonna see the rate confirmation, if the rate confirmation is in their name or in that other bro. Yeah, it's in Hardinger. Okay, MC. We have done a lot of loads with them in the past. What happened with them? I'm gonna sign this Lawrence, Michigan, pick up at 1, Westfield, deliver at 8, 15. Please sign. I shall sign this contract. Driver name, driver cell, driver email, sure. Okay, accept. Submit. I'm not gonna tell the broker anything. I have this lane on Thursday and Friday as well. Well, I don't. We'll keep that in mind. But right now I don't have anyone for Thursday or Friday. Okay. Thank you for the load. We will keep that in mind. I'm gonna forward this. Okay, here we go. Forward. Okay, and I'm gonna add Chris to this load, adding Chris. Here we go. Can you please add this load to the app? So Chris is gonna add the load to the app. Thank you, Mr. Chris. Label this email. Yes, sir. He's on it. Do we have any comments on the channel? You're doing a great job. Thank you, Muhammad Inam. Love from Pakistan. Love from Michigan. Okay. Let's see. So we're gonna delete this truck for tomorrow, and I hope the factoring company is gonna approve these guys. I don't see why not. Hardinger, they have been very good brokers and giving us good rates and always reaching out to us. I just don't know why they're on called first, because it says here credit score is 90, which is good. Average days to pay 27. It's just weird. Well, we'll wait for the factoring company's answer. Okay, what about tomorrow? Kalamazoo to Nina. You are welcome. Okay. So this guy said he wouldn't want heavy loads, but look at all these loads. They're all heavy. And he said he was going to turn on and watch me live. When I spoke to him now, he's like, okay, I'm going to watch you now. I said, no, don't watch me. I might do a bad job and never recover. I was gonna talk about other issues today as well if we have time, so we'll try to talk about that. But let's look at some of these loads for tomorrow first. Okay, Scotland, they're becoming more like TQL, just posting random cities, and then they're gonna fight you. They're gonna argue and say, no, it's like it's within 100 miles. But so if you have like let's say you have a load from Fort Wayne and everything here is within 100 miles, right? South Bend, Coldwater, maybe even Toledo, Lima, Ohio, Marion, it's all within 100 miles, right? So you post a load from here, or let's say from Lima, you post a load from Lima, but it's actually in Fort Wayne. And then you have a guy in Columbus. And, you know, it would maybe make sense for someone to go from Columbus to Lima, but the load is actually in Fort Wayne. So now it's 150 miles or more than that. So that's their argument does not make any sense whatsoever. Okay, let's go back here. Holland, Ohio to Harahan, Louisiana tomorrow. Good morning. They have a load from Ohio to Louisiana tomorrow. Okay, good for them. I think I'm sick. I'm catching a cold. Not good. Okay, New Albany to Poseyville, Indiana. Hi team, kindly advise the availability. We will kindly not respond because we don't have anyone. Grand Rapids, Michigan to Wisconsin. Coopersville, yeah, that's that load that she has been covering for 800. Sure you have been. That's why you keep posting it. Yeah, that load to I think it was Sparta, Wisconsin, or Toma. That was a decent load. They were at 1300 for that load. Okay, who else do we have for tomorrow? Let's see. Tomorrow, Corinth, Mississippi, but that's probably gonna be late tomorrow, so we're not gonna post him. Okay. That's about it. Doo-doo. Okay. Oops, sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, anything for the guy today here in Saginaw? Emra is looking for him actively, but I can help. Crosswell, that's sugar, just so you know. And it's heavy. And it's sugar. Sugar, what does that mean? Well, it means it's heavy. It means they have a lot of trucks there. And it means they're taking long time to load and unload. And the rates are not great. They used to pay really good for these loads because no one wanted them. But now, it's bad. Okay. If you have any questions, you can ask here, and I will have some time to answer them because we're just chilling and looking for loads for tomorrow and one for today. Okay. So I wanted to talk about this here. This is from Reddit, from a freight broker subreddit, and I have seen so many posts and read on Reddit and on LinkedIn, brokers and carriers posting about these rates in the last 2-3 weeks, and we've seen some better rates. Some brokers are still trying to fight and go back to these old rates. What's this? Best viewers on... Yeah, sure. Sure. Some kind of spam messages getting here, huh? I see. It's probably from Twitch. Let me check Twitch. Or is it from Instagram? Because I'm also streaming this on Instagram. I think I am. And Twitch. Let me check Twitch to see what do we have in Twitch. What's going on over there? Oh. Twitch. Yeah, that was from Twitch. That message. Best viewers, sure, yeah. Sure. Anyway. So these brokers are... I wanna be nice. I wanna stay nice here and civil. But in the last 2-3 weeks, we have been seeing a lot of a lot of loads that are paying better as opposed to what they used to. And we had some people try to explain to us why that happened. But in my opinion, really, no one knows. It's just a lot of factors. And then I've been also reading that the fuel rates are going up slowly, maybe because of that. Maybe that's a good sign for the economy and for the trucking industry. We don't know, but they're saying slowly that the fuel prices are going up. And then we have brokers here who complain how right now it's not fair for these carriers, for these trucking companies to to ask for more money. It's all about relationships that you're supposed to be building with the brokers. I'm gonna switch here to the full screen. And it's all long term, business and you can't just ask for more. That's not fair. There is no reason for you to ask for more. Okay, so Hardinger is approved with the factoring. They had pending insurance, that's why, but it's up to date now. Perfect. Thank you, thank you. I knew they were a good broker. They just had pending insurance. Thank you for the update. Okay. And then I see yesterday some guy claiming on LinkedIn, this is a broker on LinkedIn, and I don't want to go there and just share their names, but I mean, it's all public anyway on LinkedIn. He was claiming how the carriers are asking $5 per mile, and how uh, the brokers know the operating costs of the carriers. Therefore, it's not really, what's the word? Not fair, but you can't expect brokers to pay that much because we know your operating expenses, and that just doesn't make any sense, these numbers. Okay, well, first, the operating expenses don't mean that much, right? Because brokers have been saying that this is all supply and demand. And if this is all determined by the markets and supply and demand, then how come you didn't know the operating costs when you were offering dollar loads for $1.50, $1.80? Okay, so then you didn't care about the operating costs, but now all of a sudden you do. And then another thing, so you don't want carriers to profit, you just want them to cover the costs, right? Because you know the costs, and this should cover your costs, and therefore you're gonna do the load for me. What about the profit? So, and the they blame it. Some brokers will say, "Hey, well, this is all because of the weather," and then it will come back. And then other brokers are saying, "Well, hey, this is because of the holidays," and other brokers will say, well, this is because the year just started and no one was shipping, and now they're going to ship everything that they had, and once all the warehouses are full and everyone has their product, they're just going to go back. But we are seeing more and more people saying that the 2025 will probably be better, and just by saying that, I guess it goes into the back of your mind when you're asking for a rate, and you like today you log in and you see this load. I'll show it to you right here. Hart, Michigan to Janesville, Wisconsin for 700, and you're like, oh man, the loads are back to the same. But this load is staying there. No one is booking this load. No one wants this load and other loads. So you see all these bad loads being here on the board because no one wants them. And then that lady, not this broker, but this one right here, she said, I've been covering them for 800. No, you haven't. Come on. There was another thing that the brokers are saying, like there was another guy that made a post on Reddit, and he said, well, I'm new to this business and I just started, but this is all crazy. I can't cover a load. That was last week because they were trying to post these loads for the same rates for the 2024 and 2023 rates, and they cannot cover them. And other brokers are complaining as well and saying, oh no, these carriers are greedy now. What happened in like when we after the COVID, they made bunch of money and they made advantage of us, and now they want it again. Well, it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years that this has been going on, and it's about time to maybe let everyone be profitable. We are not asking to become crazy rich, take advantage of anyone, but we are just asking to be paid fair to cover the expenses and to have some profit. Emra is saying they're rolling those bad loads for days and weeks on end until they lose the customer or decide to pay money needed to cover it. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Listen to Emra. And yeah, if anyone else has some input on this, you're more than welcome to share your opinion here. I don't want to be the only one that's talking. I'm gonna take this off. I don't want to be the only one that's talking here, so I want to hear your opinion as well. So whatever your opinion is, you can just put it in here, and then we can discuss that. Okay. Also, now that we are seeing the tables turn, brokers are talking more and more about building relationships. Who can tell me here, like, when was the last time that you, as a dispatcher or a carrier, built a relationship with a broker? When was the last time that happened? 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5, 10 years ago? Like lately, were you able to build a relationship with a broker? Most likely no. Most likely no. Maybe 1 out of every 100 times that you're trying to do that. Even in good times, building that relationship, whatever that means. I mean, I know what it means. You know what it means, but it's just tough to do that in this kind of business. In trucking, in transportation, everything is changing every day. Like one day in trucking, you're thinking, we're going to lose everything. This is so bad. Everything is going to hell. But then the next day, you see some better loads, you hear some good news, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, well, it's not that bad. Maybe it will pick up. So in trucking, it keeps changing every minute, okay? And to build a long-term relationship, it's just impossible. We had, back in the day, we had a few good loads with brokers. Now, remember, we're talking about smaller companies. If you have a large company, that's different, right? I remember when I worked for a large company, well, they had like 80 trucks maybe. And then we were using still a fax at that time for the rate confirmations. And then like every morning, a few brokers, they would just send us loads, like 10, 20 confirmations. They just send it to you because we have been doing these loads. Now that's a good relationship. So they send you these loads and you just assign them to drivers, and that's it, right? But with a smaller carrier, and 95% of the carriers in the United States also are small carriers, like very small, like 5 trucks, not even 10 trucks. And how are you going to build a relationship like that with those? Because you can't cover those loads. So maybe if a broker has one load occasionally, like or couple of loads a week, then you can cover those loads. But then you have to have that truck. Out of those 5 trucks, you have to have one guy that wants that load, that is there on time, that works for them, and then you have to a load from there, a reload. So it's tough, not impossible. We have been doing that, something like that. But then you do that load for like a month, and then all of a sudden broker comes back, hey, yeah, we lost that load, we lost that customer. And then you see another broker posting. And then it takes you a month or two to build a relationship with that broker. And then after a month, they lose it too. So it happens. Or we also had these loads that we were doing from Ohio to Michigan, for example, every week. And then the guy goes to retire. And then the person that comes in next, they're like, they don't want to work with you. They just don't care. They're like, okay, well, why do I have to work with you? Because that load was paying $900. Even in bad times, this guy was paying us like $100, $200, $300 more than what the markets are. Because he knows us, he knows we're going to do a good job. And then sometimes he would offer me a load and say this load picks up on Wednesday, and I tell him, hey, I don't have anyone for Wednesday, I have someone for Thursday. And then he would make sure that this load is moved. and he would give us that load, and we would do it. He wanted to, but then a next person comes in and they don't want to do any of that. They don't care. They're just gonna cover that load for $200 less. They don't care about the relationship, right? So these relationships that the brokers are talking about, like if it works in their favor, if you're always on time, if you never complain, if you are not asking for more money, like if you see the market prices go up or the fuel prices go up, but then suddenly if you ask for more money, someone is calling me, this is not important. So all of a sudden, if you ask them for more money, then you're a bad guy. You dared to ask for more money. One time your truck was late. Your driver said, "Hey, I can't do this load anymore. I see everyone else is doing better loads. Everyone else is paid more, and I'm here stuck with this load." Then I would explain to the driver, say, "Hey, well, okay, but remember when we were doing bad loads, everyone was doing bad loads. This guy gave us this load for decent money, right? So he did us a favor then. Now we're doing him a favor, right?" And sometimes owner operator will understand that, sometimes they will not. Okay. But then what if you don't have that owner operator anymore that used to like that load, that used to do that load for good money? If someone else or a company driver or someone else comes in, and then all of a sudden a broker expects you to give that load to that new guy for the bad rate. It's not going to happen. So it's very hard to build and maintain that relationship. But the brokers are all about relationships only when they have to pay us money, right? When they don't, then like who cares about you? It doesn't matter. Like 2 months ago, we were able to work with carriers that are 3 months old, and now we can only work with carriers that are 1 year old and have 15 inspections. It's not 15, but like 2 or 3 inspections, a lot of different requirements all of a sudden. Now it doesn't really matter. Now you don't matter, okay? So it's always that struggle between brokers and carriers. In regards to relationship with brokers, they will offer dedicated because you were cheap. That's another funny thing about these dedicated loads. And then not just dedicated. While I'm talking, I'm looking at the load board just to see if there is anything decent for these guys for today and tomorrow. So when we are talking about dedicated and round trips, brokers and shippers will expect carriers to do that for dirt cheap. They will expect you to do it for 75% of the load rate, if this is dedicated or round trip. For example, if you go to, let's say you go to Louisville, Kentucky from Grand Rapids, Michigan, let's say you go there for $1,000. And then from there, they're going to pay you maybe, I don't know, $900. Okay. So that's, if you were to book 2 loads, it would be $1,900. But if they gave you a round trip, they would expect you to do it for 15, right? Or less, because they think they're doing you a favor, but they're not. Like, I can find another load. If you're on the spot market, if you're on load board and we're looking for a load to go down there, I'm just going to look for a good load to come back up here. It means something. It means something that you have a round trip, you can pick up and deliver at the same place, you know where you're going. It does mean something, but it's not worth $400 or $500, right? It's not worth maybe $50. And then same thing when you do a dedicated run, they think because you have pre-planned freight, you don't have to worry about finding loads, or you have a contract, and that's good, right? But then they expect you to do that for like at least 80% less money, because somehow now they're doing you a favor with giving these loads to you, right? That's why I don't want to do these dedicated loads unless they pay well. Why not? You know, everyone wants to do them. And then also, if you have a dedicated lane, if you have a one time you miss a load, you have a failure, like you don't show up, even for a good reason, something happens, they're just gonna drop you. Is it worth it to become owner operator right now? Well, if you're talking, are you talking about semi trucks or box truck sprinter vans? Just if you can give us an answer about that, as far as becoming owner operator. I'm just gonna check here some emails. Michigan to Wisconsin. Let me know if you can assist today. This is today. No, we need someone for tomorrow. Okay. So if you're talking about owner up, because I'm waiting for your answer here, whether you want to do a semi truck. Depends if you have experience. If you're already doing something like that, if you're driving, but yeah, if we can have more details, Marcel or Mircel, about your situation, then we could try to answer that question. Okay. Okay. How is it with fleet owner? Can you be more specific about fleet owners? Space work. Okay. Just looking here for some comments here. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the screen here to the original topic. Okay, so now remember we are in freight brokers subreddit. Pozdrav, Dario. Mine has been a little tighter margins, but who cares? Carriers have to eat as well. Let them eat. Okay, so they're letting carriers eat. How nice from you. Build relationships, sure. And here we go again about, I'm gonna zoom in if so you can see this. Here we go about relationships again. Come on. Okay. Here we go, just checking my phone. Semi truck, 0 years experience, 21 years old. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to that question. Now, okay. Semi truck, 0 years experience, 21 years old. Now, 21 years old, for example, a lot of insurances will not work with you unless you are 23 years old, just so you know, as far as the CDL goes. And especially if you're going to cross state borders. So you can check before you do any of this, call local agents around and ask them if they will insure you. Also, you have zero years of experience. That's another great factor. Most companies will not want to work with you. I recommend some of these mega carriers, and they will most likely take you and train you, and that's where you can get your experience, because most smaller carriers will not want to work with you. All right, but Emre, is saying here, I think it's now best time to become owner operator. Market is turning and trucks and trailers are still cheap, but with zero experience, you should first gain a couple of years of experience. There you go. So if you have a semi truck, right now you can get some really cheap equipment. Okay, so that's a good thing. So if in general, let's say there's someone else out there and they're a company driver or they're older or they have more experience and they are thinking about becoming owner operator, so now it's not a bad time to start. So with all the predictions that are saying that the 2025 might be better than what it used to be, with the cheap equipment, it's going to be a good idea for you to buy it and start as an owner operator. If you have 0 years of experience, look at, I don't know if like specifics, Swift Night, they might have something for you. Look at other mega carriers. There are a lot of trucker forums around, and they have the specifics on which carriers will take someone with 0 years of experience. And it's not just that it's going to be tough to find insurance. It's going to be tough to find a carrier. Why don't you just get some experience, get a feeling before you jump into a big truck without any feel on the road? Like, just learn how the shippers work, how the weigh stations work, the rules. Get some experience, and then get your own truck. So you're 21 years old. You're young. You're young. I know younger people right now, they tend to be impatient. And when I tell them, hey, 2 or 5 years are just gonna, I mean, it's like nothing, 2 years, it's done. Like, but they're like, no, it's 2 years. That's way too long. I can't wait. No, you'll see. You'll see 2 years is nothing. It's just gonna go fast by. Okay. Do you have any LTL connections or have the ability to get LTL freight? No, we do not. We work with full truckload only. We don't work with LTL. Okay. Let's take a look. Is the sector still profitable for the fleet owner? So when you say a fleet owner, do you mean you have your own authority, or do you have your trucks leased on to someone else that has their own authority? So that's different. If you have your own trucks and your own authority, you can probably have some profit. If you're smart, you find them good loads, you're very picky, you know how to work on your trucks, maybe you're maintaining them good, or maybe you have a cheap mechanic that's reliable, and you have drivers that are runners, that are good drivers, and they're going to take care of your equipment, they're going to report everything that breaks down on time. Then if you have your own fleet and you have your own authority, then you could be profitable. But if you don't do any of these right now, I don't think if you can be profitable, unless you have, like I said, some really good paying loads, then you can. Also, if you're leasing your trucks to someone else, we have people reaching out to us here that have their own truck, but they want someone else to drive it. If you have one truck like that, I keep telling them, you have to have a really good truck that's not going to break down. You have to have a really good driver that's just going to run. And then you might be profitable if you're leasing to someone else, because you have to give them their commission. You have to pay for the driver. You have to pay for the maintenance. And in these times with these load rates, I think that's going to be very tough. Okay. So that's as far as the fleet owner goes. So depends if you have your own authority or not. Also, to start your own authority right now, it's going to be tough as well. So my advice, if you have a truck, you sit in the truck and then you drive it. That's where you're gonna be profitable, right? If you want someone else to drive for you and you just collect the money, not gonna be fun right now. Not gonna be fun. Like, you're gonna have a lot of headaches. Okay. We have people that reach out to us and we'll tell them we can try that and we'll give our best to do it. But just so you know, that first truck that you have, it's just a way for you to start. Okay. So that first truck is way to start. Then down the road, you like just plan on getting another truck and another truck, 3 or 4 trucks, maybe 5. Then you might be seeing some profit. I'm not saying that because I want all your 5 trucks here in our authority. You can go anywhere else. It doesn't really matter. But with 1 truck, you're not going to be profitable. And then what happens? People will buy that 1 truck. They'll put a driver in it, and after 4 or 5 settlements, 4 or 5 weeks, they're going to be saying, oh man, well, all I'm doing is paying the driver and I'm paying for the truck payment and I'm not getting any profit. And I tell them, well, I told you that. That's how you start. And you can't really judge your profit based on 4 weeks. That we just started. It will take maybe a month or 2 to get settled in with the new driver, with the new truck. The dispatcher or the carrier has to learn what they're capable of, what they can do, right? How far they can go, what loads they can do, and what lanes work best for them. And I see that constantly. If whoever starts driving here as an owner operator in Usora Express, or if you have your own driver, it will take us maybe a month to learn about you, right? About the driver, where you like to go. And then we see slowly their weekly gross and net pay increase. Okay, so you have to give it some time. You can't just say after 4 weeks, this is it, I'm throwing in the towel. Why did I even buy this truck? This is not the way. Like you tell me, buy another truck. Like, why should I buy another truck? This one is giving me so much trouble and headaches. I'm not even profitable. And you tell me buy another truck. Well, that's the way it works, right? That's the way it works. The first truck is just the way to start. You're not going to be profitable with that 1 truck. How do you manage to find drivers for dispatching for 6? We don't dispatch anymore, Dwayne Richards. We don't dispatch anymore. We used to. We still have a couple of trucks that have been with us for a very long time, but we don't take anyone else. We only concentrate on the authority and getting owner-operators to lease on to us, okay? And that's what we do. So dispatching, in my opinion, I don't know. If you have some trucks that are already with you, some customers, some owner-operators, that's great. But right now, to me, dispatching does not make any sense. I have to be honest. Okay. I work for 6 years. I have an LLC in USA, and I struggle finding new drivers for dispatching. Even for 3%, they say I'm expensive. All the trucks I get are by referrals from other drivers. Yeah. When we our rates were 6%, and I tell them it's what it is. This is our rate. It's not negotiable, right? This is my rate. If you want it, fine. If you don't, that's also fine. But you can try us out for 1 week or 2 weeks, right? So it's not going to be that much. And if you don't like it, you don't even have to pay, right? But anyway, that was our. And if you appreciate yourself and your work, then you can stick to that, right? If you start going down on your rate, then it seems that you're insecure, right? And why would someone want to work with you if you're like that? Take the profits from the first truck to scale up the business. If you have a profit, right? Right now, if the prices improve, the rates improve, then you could maybe have a profit with a company truck. But right now, it's going to be tough to have a profit from 1 truck. Recommend a good course for training employees on dispatching and trucking. We have go to neverstoptruck.in. We have a course that will train employees. Okay, so neverstoptruck.in. That course is good for training employees in dispatching. How much does someone profit with 5 trucks and has people driving them? Okay. How much does someone profit with 5 trucks? So it's simple math, right? Just take a calculator, take a piece of paper, and you know roughly what the rates are, right? So if you go, let's go to DAT1. And I'm going to have to go in like 15 minutes or so. So if we go to DAT, and let's say we're going to open this posting. So Grand Rapids, Michigan to anywhere, that's for today. So we're going to rate per mile is highest, okay? So these are these loads are $3 or more. There's always something to them. They either have multiple stops or something like this one is picking up at 5 a.m. or delivering late, okay? Let me check. So 320, we're going to go down a little bit. This is all east or some loads that require extra time or have extra stops. 290, 280, 270, 260, 259. Okay. You can also go here to tools and you can take a quick rate look. Take a quick look at the quick rate lookup. Okay, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Let's see, let's say maybe Memphis, Tennessee. Okay. Van, search. So 236 right now. That's 15-day average. Okay. So let's say your average rate is 236. Okay. So if you go, I'm going to go back to full screen. If you think about it, a driver can do around 3,000 miles a week on an average, right? 3,000 miles times 236. So that's going to be around like $7,000. Okay. And this is in a good week right now. So you can push that driver maybe to $7,000. Okay. Now, for $3,000, you know what the rates are, you know what the fuel prices are, and you know that that truck is going to be, if it's an older truck, it's like 6 miles per gallon. If it's a newer truck, maybe 7, 8, 9. But with a company driver, always expect to pay more for fuel because company drivers are going to drive faster. They're going to idle, right? So it's going to be using more fuel, okay? So for 3,000 miles divided, I always say 6. Just do 6 miles per gallon. That's 500 gallons in a week. So that's going to be like 1,500 a week for the fuel. Probably even more for $3,000. But let's say 1,500. So $7,000 minus 1,500. That's 5,500 after fuel. Okay. Now you're going to have to pay the driver. So right now, the drivers are expecting better pay. The standards went up in last 2-3 years. The inflation was there. So you're going to see a lot of drivers not want to drive under like 65 cents per mile, okay, or more. Some will want more. So for that $3,000, you're probably going to have to pay them around $2,000 a week, right? So now, where were we? 7,000 minus 1,500 is it's 5,500 minus 2,000. That's 2,500 for you. Now, if you are leased on to someone, you're going to have to pay them their percentage. If not, then you can keep that. But then after that, you have insurance for the truck. That's going to be around $300 every week or so. Then you have your trailer payment, trailer rental, truck payment if you're paying for the truck, and most likely you are. You have the maintenance, you have your taxes, you have tolls, scale tickets, permits, registration, tires, a lot of things. So if that truck right now makes $7,000 a week, then maybe you can profit around 1,000, maybe not even that, maybe like 500. But it adds up, right? And this is your one truck to start. And this is all in a perfect world. You have to think about the driver. The driver will be on the road for so long. They have to go home, of course. Some of them will want to go home every weekend, then there is no way you're going to be able to make this much money. If they can go out for like 2-3 weeks or more, then it's different, okay? But when they go home, they're going to stay home. Like if they are out on the road for 3 weeks, they're going to stay at home maybe for the whole week or so, okay? Then that truck is not going to be working, and you still have to pay for insurance and the payment and rental for the trailer if you rent it, or if you have a loan, okay? And then the driver might get sick, right? The driver wants time off. They want to be home for birthday, holidays. They want to take a vacation. The driver might leave. It will take you maybe another month or two to find a new driver. So that truck will be sitting. So you have to count on all of that, right? So in my opinion, if you have 5 trucks and if you have 2 or 3 strong drivers and 2 or 3 good trucks that are not breaking down that much, and you have those other 2 or 3 trucks and drivers are not doing that great, then the good ones will cover, right, for the bad ones. So and if you have 5 trucks, most of the time all 5 trucks are not going to be on the road. It's going to be like 3 or 4 trucks at the same time on the road, right? So that's you have to count on all of that. And we have all these numbers, and we're like, okay, well, I can make money. You know, I did these calculations, and the math says that you can. Well, my experience says otherwise. So you have to be very smart, and you make money on little things like saving on maintenance, saving on fuel, asking them to get fuel, with the discounts, trying to pay off the equipment so you don't have any payments, a lot of different things, and try to get loads that are paying good, right? So that's going to help a lot. So you have to start. If you want to start, you start with 1, 2, 3 trucks, and you just go. And that's the name of this channel, is Never Stop Trucking. We have been through so many crises. I've had so many doubts about this, and I'm like, man. And then what else do I do, right? This is what I used to do, and this is what I know how to do. And you have good times, you have bad times, and that's how it is. And it's like that in almost any business, right? It's a business. Okay, so 1025K net, maybe gross, but not net. That's for the year, yes, probably. So looking at 10K to 25 net per truck, depending on expense and driver. So that's the net profit. Yeah, that's doable. That's doable. It depends, like what the markets are. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for watching. I have to go. This was fun. We should do this more often. Yeah, but I'll try to come tomorrow again and then talk to you guys, and make sure you have questions ready. Like write down your questions and bring them here, and we'll try to talk about everything. And I noticed that these streams, the longer you do them, the more traction it gets, the more people join in, and the more interesting it gets. But sometimes like I'm tight with my time, and I cannot stay that long. Thanks everyone for watching again. Thanks for being here. And tomorrow maybe we can cover some trucks, or maybe talk about trucking